Hello there, and welcome to my channel. So, I am drawing a kiwi girl in Procreate using my iPad. So, before I jump into the topic of this video, let's talk about why I'm drawing a kiwi girl. I was eating a kiwi because kiwis are delicious, and I was like, you know what? First of all, kiwis are delicious. Second of all, kiwis are really pretty. Like, I was just super inspired by the green color, and I don't know. I got inspired and I just wanted to draw, so I just started drawing. I was just I can't overcomplicate this. So I'm drawing a kiwi girl. So, kiwi girl aside now, I want to talk in this video about the fear of the blank page. I'm sorry, I just woke up. So what is it? What is fear of the blank page? So fear of the blank page is being too afraid of the blank page, blank sketchbook, whatever, to start making art. And this is something that all creatives deal with, including obviously writers experience it. And I'm sure that other people experience it, musicians and stuff like that. And the first thing to establish is it different than art block? Yes. Fear of the blank page is totally different than art block. So you can frequently have a lot of ideas, you can visualize things in your head, you can know what you want to draw, you can feel inspired and excited to draw, yet you are still stuck when it comes to actually drawing the physical artwork. You feel too inadequate to convey your ideas the way that you want them to. And there's a bunch of different things that can cause fear of the blank page. So things like disuse of skills, which is what I'm in right now. I haven't been drawing for a while and I forgot how to draw. You can have a fear of ruining expensive art supplies. So if you have a really beautiful new sketchbook, you just don't want to draw in it because you don't want to ruin that paper. The watercolor paper, if you have really expensive watercolor paper, really expensive paint, whatever. Fear of wasting them. Fear of not being able to do your idea justice. So you have this really good idea that you're really excited about and you're like, oh, I'll just wait till I'm a better artist. And then doubt of skills, which is a little different than disuse of skills. Disuse of skills is more I've been on a really long break. Doubt of skills is more wow, I suck at art. / imposter syndrome, which is you feel inadequate. You just feel inadequate. So there's a lot of things that can cause fear of the blank page, but essentially you're looking at the blank page, you have an idea, you want to draw, and you just can't get past that. So long term, how to tackle fear. This is something that we as artists and creatives, we all need to face it, and we need to learn confidence in our skills. And fear of the page is going to be alleviated the more that we draw and the more of a routine that drawing or writing or whatever it is becomes to us. However, when you're sitting down and you want to draw right now, or you have an idea you've been putting off, you may need something to help you get over that initial hump of the fear of the blank page. I hate when you Google something trying to find answers and all of the answers are things that you should have done a week ago or things you should have been doing for a month, and you're like, yes, but I need a solution for right now. I wasn't proactive. How am I how do I solve it now? And it's not helpful. So this isn't going to be a video about oh, you just need to practice and keep working. You do. You need to keep doing that. But this video, I want to talk about some things that can kind of kickstart you over that fear of the blank page, over that initial hump. So these tips and tricks may help you start actually drawing. After that, you do need to keep drawing and stay in practice in order to help minimize your fear of the blank page, or you just end up in an endless cycle like me. So what do we do when we experience fear of the blank page? So I have 4 tips for you in this video. So my first tip is to set a timer and draw for a certain amount of time straight without thinking, even if it's just lines, dots, grids, or shapes. This is based off of a writing exercise where you set a timer and you just start writing. And literally the first sentence that you write can be this is so stupid. I don't want to write. I don't know what to write. I'm a imposter, blah, 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 whatever. You just start going. And it's the same principle, but with art. Literally, even if you're just drawing lines across your page, or squares, or circles, or scribbles, just start drawing and do not lift that pen up from that paper. I mean, okay, lift it up. This isn't a continuous line drawing, but you know what I mean. Do not leave and stop drawing until that timer goes off. This isn't a really important exercise because it's going to help you just kind of like warm up and get out of your head, you know, stop overthinking things. A lot of fear of the blank page comes from overthinking. So this allows you to turn off your brain. You have no expectations on what you're going to draw, and it can help alleviate this. Also, you're not trying to necessarily draw something representational, at least at the start. You're just trying like lines and shapes. You can move on to drawing representational stuff, by the way. That's totally fine. But the whole point of this exercise is it just alleviates a lot of pressure. The second exercise is for those of you that are feeling your fear primarily based on fear of wasting expensive art supplies. So tip number 2 would be to draw digitally or on really, really cheap printer paper. So if you have the option to draw digitally, digital art is always super, super freeing because you can't waste anything. There's no physical supplies to waste. You can do as many digital sketches as you want, and there is no real like financial or economic impact from that. You can also like easily change and manipulate your sketches if they're really, really stressing you. You don't have to like necessarily erase and start again. You can kind of use warp tools and move things around. So it can be a little bit easier when you're feeling frustrated. And then if you're a traditional artist, you can print that out and go from there. If you don't have access to a way to draw digitally, or you hate drawing digitally, I know a lot of people do, try drawing on really, really cheap paper. So straight up printer paper, and just scribble and sketch and thumbnail and get your ideas out. You can transfer it to your nicer paper when you're done, or heck, you can cut it out and stick it in your sketchbook. But right now you just need to start drawing, so pick some really, really cheap paper. It's totally disposable and it will help that fear. So the third tip that I have is to draw a still life. I know, we're going back to school. So set up a quick still life and start by using that to warm up your skills. Fear can come from the disuse of your skills, as I mentioned. It's been so long and you may not even know where to start, which is like what I'm dealing with. So if you start with classic traditional studies like you might have done in school, it kind of puts you back in that classroom setting that you should be familiar with. You're back at the basics, and it's going to give you some time to just sort of warm up your skills in a very low pressure way before you can start on your more creative ideas. Art is a skill, and I've likened it to sports a lot in the past, but if you think about it, you need to warm up for art. You need to warm up for most things. You need to warm up for sports, for singing, you need to warm up your voice, and for art, you should be warming up your wrist and your kind of like thinking skills and just kind of getting into that vibe. And drawing a still life can be a really low pressure way to do that because it's just a still life. If it doesn't come out good, you don't have to show anyone. It's just a warm-up exercise. The fourth tip I have for you does require leaving your house. But my fourth tip is to go to an art event, a fun one. So when I say a fun art event, I mean something super casual. So go to a really casual crafting workshop, or even better if you're of age, a paint and wine class. I know those are super popular. And bring your non-artistic friends. Being around people who are just making art for fun, it's not for their job, they don't consider themselves an artist, it's just for fun. They're gonna go and paint and be creative and do something that's out of the ordinary for them and drink some wine and have a good time. Being around those people, it can really alleviate the pressure of drawing and help get you back in the groove in a really, really fun way. And because you're surrounded by non-artistic friends, it can help relieve some of the competition and pressure that you could feel in your artistic circle. So take the pressure off yourself. All of these tips are designed to take the pressure off yourself. When you have a million ideas but are overcome with intense fear when you put the pencil to the paper, I really hope that these tips and tricks will help you to push past that fear. Fear is totally, totally normal. Strength is how we are going to address it. So that is it. Those are my 4 tips for overcoming fear of the blank page right then and there. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any tips for overcoming fear of the blank page, and have you experienced this before? I would love to hear your stories, how you overcame it, and if you liked this video, if you are happy that I'm talking again about artistic topics, I am feeling re-inspired and I have a lot of ideas of things to talk about, so I'm super, super excited. I hope that you guys did like this video and liked this art. It was really fun to draw a kiwi. Kiwi girl. I think it came out really cute, and this was very freeing. This was one of the ways that I got over fear of the blank page. That's pretty much it for me. I did release a new video over on the Palettefull Packs YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out as well. I will link it below. It is an unboxing and demo of the February Palettefull Packs art. And thanks for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys! Oh, and like and subscribe, and all of those good things. Yeah!